Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This time we're going to be talking about the top 5 places to land for arena. All of these have their own different thing that makes them good, and I try to hit different stuff. I'm not trying to do every hot drop on the map. Everything for different play styles is kind of the goal here. And we're going to start off with the W key spot, and this is Believer so far. Arena is reset on Monday, I think, the 26th, or is it the 28th? One of those days. And that's where you're going to really want to start grinding and finding your spot. Usually what I like to do is I drop hot until the bus fare starts acting up or adding up, and then I go somewhere a little bit more safer that I can still get a few kills. But anyway, this is Believer. If you ever play arena, you know it. The most contested spot is right here. This is called Hotel. Usually what happens is if you own the top of it and then you push down, but there's also kids that land in the balcony here. Dock is a really good spot to land if you're a solo here. So you would land dock, loot up here, and push down. Especially if you master a good drop here, you can get a gun and beam any kids that land any of these areas here. Then we start getting other places. Over here is a good one. And this loot's all kind of far out, but you can land on these houses as well. But if I had to rate the top 5 spots in Believer, 1 would be Owen Hotel, 2 would be Dock, 3 would be over here, and then 4 and 5. That would be where you would want to try to land. Either try to have a god drop for Hotel or a god drop for Dock or one of these ones. The downside of these buildings is that you're kind of in the middle of everything. If we see here, let's see, can I have that back? No. We have 5 and 4 here. 1, 2, and 3. So 2 can easily run up like this. 1 can push down, and 3 can push up, and then 5 can even pinch 4. Or 5 and 4 can start fighting, and then you guys get pushed from other people, and then it's a big clusterfuck right here. Especially that, if you hide in here, there's a bunch of windows they can look through, gas cans can be thrown on you, and yeah. So that's Believer, number 1 for the top 5 places to land for arena. The number 2 is Misty. Now, Misty is definitely, it hasn't changed like many of the POIs on the map for a while, but I like to think it's still a really good POI. Just because, first off, when it is the hot drop, it's going to be hot. But if it's not the hot drop, you're still going to get like 2 to 3, 2 to 4 people landing here. And you really have 2 options. You can land left side over here, or you can land right side over here. Most people like to land right side, but the only issue I have with the right side is that if you land right here as a solo, so one of these buildings here, and someone lands here and someone lands here. So let's say we have this. We have you're pink, you land here, yellow lands right here, blue lands over here, and black lands here. Well, black, it depends on who starts fighting first, but let's just say for the sake of this, you start shooting at pink over here, or yellow, black starts working his way around, yellow sees that you guys are now fighting, he third parties, and then blue, who's absolutely stacked, waits until you guys stop fighting, comes and finishes off the fight. So I'd say that if you're landing Misty, you try to be the person that lands on one of these houses over here, or you try to claim this side. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, then if you have to, I guess 4. But you loot up and go down like this would be the play, because you don't want to get trapped in any of these houses and be split. And then obviously the rotate out of here from arena would just be grab these slipstreams and go key lazy, and then retail and so forth. Alrighty, so next, this one's a little bit more safer. It's more kind of 50-50er as well, and it's just because of the radar station here, and it's kind of, this is kind of the commie split. Commie split used to be like all of this, but I think now it's really just this. You can't really get this stuff unless you loot extremely quickly, especially as a solo. You won't even need gas station and the farmhouse up there. So basically what happens here and why is the 50-50? Because you're going to be 50-50 in radar station here. There's a supply chest back here, a bunch of chests over here. So you're really going to be dropping in, finding an AR, and having some really awkward fights. And the upside is that if it's conned by 1-to-1, it's going to be pretty even, because you guys are both probably going to be, well, not even, it's going to be pretty RNG based. But if you're conned by more people, then you might have people landing all over the place over here, and it might be a little sketched. But if it's just one person, then you're pretty chilling. Then if you're really scuffed and there's a lot of people, you can dip out the lake house, dip out down here, or even go to mini junk, one of these spots. And the rotates out of here are pretty easy. I mean, if dirty's in zone, you can take the slipstream to dirty, take the slipstream to corny, you can take the slipstream out here and key this way, or you can take the slipstream down here, find a car, and then bail out and push like over here somewhere. This is a pretty good spot. I'd say that you're either going to get it unconned in arena, or you're going to be conned by 2 to 3 people, and sometimes you're going to be conned by more. But it's a really RNG 50-50 spot, but it's also a really good solo spot if you get really good at it for tournaments as well. Alrighty, the next one is the radar station up here above Orchard. This one, I think Boga and his trio land here. I don't know if they still do, but this is a pretty good one. I mean, there's 3 supply chests here, 3 chests, as well as I think there's a weapon-o-matic and a vending machine down here. You get 2 easy vending machines nearby. You also have 6 chests up here. Usually the idea is that you run in here, you 50-50 these chests. Hopefully you get the better loot, and then you kill the other people. If this is really stacked, so this has, you know, like 3 to 4 people land in here, you can always swing back up here, take this loot, and then third party this down here, which is an easy thing to do. Now, if this is conned and you're kind of forced to 50-50 this, you can do that in either 50-50 the main building, or go garage over here, get this chest, and hopefully find some floor loot, and then push in. But you have to be careful of this guy pushing in. These fights are usually over really quick, so they don't drag out, you don't waste your time. But then if you get all this spot, usually you would loot this first, and then you can decide to fly out towards gas. You can go up towards 3 houses, but I mean, it is arena. So you're probably going to take the car down and push Orchard, or fly straight to Craigie if that's in zone, or a good spot to find fights is as you go over here towards Pleasant. Again, this is another little 50-50 one. I just don't think it's as conned anymore as the commie split or as it used to be, because there are a lot of better POIs around to land at. So finally, we're going to be talking about Boney. And Boney is, I think, a really underrated POI. It's a kind of always has been. There's a lot of chests here. There's 29 chests just here. We have 2 slurp trucks over here. We have a mending machine. No weapon-o-matics, but we do have the mending machine. Fishing holes as well over here and here. And you really just have everything. You can get max stone really easily here, max wood. And metal is going to be a little bit more difficult to get. You can go all the way up here and get about 250 metal, or mine up in the bridge while you keep Pleasant. But this is a good spot because it's an easy push to a lot of places. That's why I really like it. It's because you win Boney, and by winning Boney, you try to con one of these buildings here. This is the main building, so what usually happens is that if it's hot, Boney will have like 3 to 4 people land in here. But if you get the top chest, you can, you know, push your way down, get free kills on people who don't have any guns. So if you know you get god drops, this is the place to land. Another spot is here. This is 3 chests. There's 2 here, and then if you're scuffed, you can land one of these places over here as well. Usually, what ends up happening is that this has, you know, let's just say 2 to 4 people. This gets 1 person, and then it's 1 and 1, something like that. So then you can, if you're this guy, you loot up, you push into horns, and then you push down like that, or you hit here and go like this. If you're this guy, maybe you take your 1 over here, and hopefully you don't get third partied with these guys fight. And then if you're in this one, you know, your fights can be over pretty quick. Then you're over here. If you have good loot, you push down. If not, you loot back and loop up like this or something like this. But the most important thing I like about Boney, because if you're unconned, you're gonna get like 3 minis, 6 minis, 3 bigs, and you're gonna be absolutely stacked on loot. But most importantly, you can just run down here, hit the slip truck, take the truck, and go straight to Pleasant. Pretty free key. Now, if you're fighting in Boney in a while and you don't have places to go, you can just easily push down to Weepin, go straight across to Risky, or wait for the Believer team to come in and you can fight them here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is about the top 5 places to land for Arena. There are obviously a lot of other, you know, places to land. Some honorable mentions would probably be Retail is really good. I like Risky as well for solos, and maybe Holly slash Viking when you get over here is also really nice. And those would be probably the honorable mentions for Arena. But usually you want to have a place that's has people contesting you, has good loot if you win it, and you're in a very good position to key other nearby POIs. And then that's a great way to get arena points. Now, if you're looking for super safe drops, would be like Camp Cod, Castle Split, Shark, you know, places on the edge of the map here. You can even go Ozarks, Weather Station. You can go down here like Disco, Flush. shanty town, radar station, something on the edge of the map would be what you want to do. You want to do a really safe drop for arena, but it is arena, so you should be practicing your fight in. So that's why I recommend somewhere that has all the characteristics I listed earlier. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, cheers.